Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to week 2 of P4G Pokemon for Glory. Very excited to be here today. My name is CBAD, coach of the Detroit Steel Wings. We're taking on a great friend of mine, Hoodlum Callum, coach of the Dundee Dials. I've known Callum for a long time. He might have been one of the first PokeTubers that ever acknowledged my existence when I first started. It's been really great just to, retain a friendship that long. And I've been really happy for just all the success he's had and all the ventures of content he's had. He's running multiple channels now. Guy's great. Go check out the description down below. Link to his channel as well as the rest of the coaches will be there. While you guys are down there, feel free to join the P4G fan server. The fan doc is over there if you guys are trying to keep up with scheduling, standings, all that fun business. And while you're hovering around down there, a little subscribe button. Make sure you leave a like as well. If you're gonna subscribe, if you're actively scrolling down and there's a subscribe button, you click on that but not the like. I don't know. We could debate what's more important. Just do both so we don't have to debate it. We can talk about Pokemon. Very excited for this week. Coming off of a strong win last week against the Uzi Gunner. Strong, played pretty well. Had some hacks go our way. It's the game we play at the end of the day. Uzi and I both said our kind words after the end of it, and that is that. So looking to just carry that momentum going into week 2. Callum's team is very, very threatening. We definitely have our work cut out for us. So there will be some text floating somewhere on screen in post-production if you guys want to hop right on ahead of the battle. But as I always say, make sure you guys watch the team builder so you guys know what I'm bringing and why I'm bringing it. You don't want to be halfway through the battle wondering, well, why did he bring that? Not this. I probably explained it in the team builder, dingus. Anyways, appreciate your time. Yeah, you guys are going to start to see some teams appear on screen right about now. My opponent has a team that consists of Mienshao, Skeledirge, Shaman, Regidrago, Revavroom, Fezandipity, Alomomola, Vikavolt, Honchkrow, Lapras, and Sandslash. Some things to note about my opponent's team from a speed perspective. Lots of Pokemon outspeed us, has been made so verily aware by any draft connoisseurs that have analyzed my team. I like the team. We're 1-0 already, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But a lot of Pokemon outspeed. About a third of his draft outspeeds my team. Revavroom, Fezandipity, Shaman, and Mienshao all outspeed. Only one form of hazard removal in Sandslash with Rapid Spin. Terra captains are Lapras and Sandslash. Lapras is Terra Ice, Ghost, and Ground. Sandslash is Terra Ground, Dark, and Grass. With all that being said, let's go ahead and start talking about the team here. First Pokemon we are bringing is going to be Adam the Empoleon. Adam is rocking his leftovers with the Torrent ability. We have Yawn, Flip Turn, Earthquake, and Stealth Rock, 108 EVs in attack, 192 in defense, 208 in special defense with a Sassy Nature. The Sassy Nature really helps us with a lot of the specially offensive threats that are not named Vikavolt. Just running that much investment alongside the Sassy Nature, just boosting that stat already, really helps us out, puts us in a nice spot. We are neutral to Fire type because of our Water Steel typing, so we're not handling Skeledirge as well as I'd prefer to. But we do take it comfortably, provided it's not hyper offensive, throws off a bunch of Torch Hunks prior to. Provided we get in on neutral footing, we're doing okay there. Yawn is really nice just to be able to spam some sleep against my opponent. Flip Turn is good. I really wanted to just get a slow turn out into some of our more offensive Pokemon, as you guys will see down through the team builder. Earthquake just kind of hits pretty hard, and if it appreciates an Earthquake, we probably don't want to stay in on it. The defensive investment that we have helps us out with things like Revavroom and Physical Regidrago. Special Regidrago, same thing, provided it's not Specs Earth Power, then it's starting to hurt us a little bit. Same thing with a Bandit Earthquake or a Dragon Dance Earthquake, anything along those lines. And rocks are nice. Only form of hazard removal is Sandslash, being able to get some good chip damage off on really anything, breaking any sashes that might come around. 25% damage on Honchkrow, Skeledirge, Lapras, and Vikavolt are always going to be appreciated, so I will take that wherever I can get it. Next up, MVP for last week, Zestial the Drifblim. He is rocking Rocky Helmet with the Aftermath ability, Will-O-Wisp, Strength Sap, Shadow Ball, and Baton Pass, 248 EVs in HP, 252 in defense, 8 in special attack with a Bold Nature. Really just maximum physical bulk this week. A lot of physical threats with Mienshao, potentially Fezandipity, definitely Revavroom, potentially Regidrago, Honchkrow, Sandslash, potentially Lapras as well. Rocky Helmet and Aftermath. Rocky Helmet to contactors, 1/6 of the HP. Aftermath, if we are knocked out by a contact move, it loses 1/4. So you do the math there. That's 6/24 plus, oh my God, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Someone do the math in the comment section. I'll pin it down below. Anyways, for how much the Aftermath plus Rocky Helmet damage does in total. Anyways, The reason for so Shadow Ball just really good to spam against Callum's team. There is no normal type that he has, so even like that's just a very neutral ground. Just chip, get some cheeky Spadef drops if we can. 10% chance. Baton pass for the momentum is always nice. I wanted a slow baton pass, very similar to Empoleon's slow flip turn. Will-O-Wisp and Strength Sap. It may seem a little redundant to carry those. I have some thoughts behind that. I'll share those now because it's a team builder. That's what I talk about in these. So Will-O-Wisp obviously being able to cripple physical threats like Mienshao, like Revavroom, like Regidrago, Honchkrow, Sandslash, things along those lines. Strength Sap notoriously drops the attack by 1 stage and gives me some health in relation to their attack stat. Strength Sap does not work if that Pokemon is carrying a Clear Amulet. I have been on a VGC kick recently. I fear the Clear Amulet on several things, so I wanted both. If I go for a Strength Sap for the recovery, that's obviously going to be doing a little bit more progressive damage or progressive wearing down as opposed to just Will-O-Wisp immediately having the attack. We can drop it down to -2, -3, etc. But if the attack set does not drop off that recovery, I wanted Will-O-Wisp as a backup option in case like Clear Amulet Revavroom wants to set up in my face. By all means, like we have multiple options there. So that is going to be Zestial the Drift Limit. Next up, we're bringing a very similar set from last week. We have Cherry Bomb the Overqwil. She's rocking her Life Orb with the Swift Swim ability this week. Rain Dance, Crunch, Gunk Shot, and Liquidation. We have 32 EVs in HP, 236 in attack, 240 in speed with an Adamant Nature. 240 in speed with an Adamant Nature. We are outspeeding Honchkrow, Skeledirge, Alomomola, Sandslash, Lapras, and Vikavolt. Under Rain, we are outspeeding everything, even a Scarf Mienshao, which is always a good thing. 32 EVs in HP put us at 319 HP, so our Life Orb is only doing 31 points of damage as opposed to 32. Just making sure we do as little damage to ourselves as possible. And then the rest in attack with an Adamant Nature just to get us the most bang for our buck offensively. I went with a Rain Dance Swift Swim set as opposed to an Agility Intimidate set this week because we needed something like Skeledirge with Colberberry and just how bulky it is can be pretty problematic. We never like clean, unless we're like banded, we never clean Oko with Crunch. And if it is Colberberry, then we just never do. So Rain Dance being able to kind of neuter the Torch Song offensive pressure a little bit will be nice. And then just being able to just keep the rain up, being able to be fast and everything, boosting the liquidations as well. That avoids the whole unaware shenanigans instead of like a SD set. You know, Rain Dance boosting liquidation can help us really put a lot of pressure on the Skeledirge. So that is going to be Cherry Bomb set this week. Next up, off the bench, Terra Captain, Serpentius the Servine. He is rocking the Eviolite with the contrary ability, Leaf Storm, Terra Blast, Synthesis, and Glare. 24 EVs in HP, 252 in special attack, 232 in speed with a Timid Nature. With this speed, we are outspeeding Regidrago and below, so Regidrago, Honchkrow, Skeledirge, Alomomola, Sandslash, Lapras, and Vikavolt. There's a lot of more bulkier Pokemon that we would really love to just start putting a lot of pressure onto if we can. Because the contrary ability, Leaf Storm is boosting our special attack as opposed to dropping our special attack, so we are able to just start firing those off and getting some boost pretty early. Terra Blast prior to Terastallizing is a normal type move. After Terastallizing into a fairy type, you already saw that on layout. I don't know why I tried to delay it. After Terastallizing into a fairy type, it then becomes a fairy move. Synthesis for the recovery if we so need it. And then Glare for the speed control. You know, if we are sitting in front of something, if it comes down to a 1v1, you know, against like a Shaman versus like Servine or something like that. I don't know. Just there really was not like a fourth move there, so I figured Glare, if we need it, we have it. If we don't need it, we don't use it. We just click Leaf Storm and Terra Blast. So that is going to be Serpentius the Servine. Next up, another, I mean, it's week 2. We're going to get some fresh off the bench every week, but very excited for this one nonetheless. Husker the Ursaring is showing up. He is rocking his Flame Orb with the Guts ability. Swords Dance, Trailblaze, Throat Chop, and Facade. 252 EVs in attack, 12 in defense, 244 in speed with a Jolly Nature. +2 Guts Ursaring has literally no switch-ins. You need to be immune in order to switch into this thing. I mean, even like a +2 Guts boosted Facade, Oko's Revavroom after rocks, like a max HP, like something. Just I don't have my calcs pulled up to just like my notes to where those calcs are. But it's just absolutely absurd how much damage this thing does. After a Trailblaze that does boost our speed by 1 stage, we are outspeeding base Mienshao, so not Scarf Mienshao, but 252 plus Mienshao and below. So Callum's entire team, barring any Scarfers, outspeeding Scarf Mienshao, or outspeeding Max Speed Mienshao, excuse me. Throat Chop, really there just to hit the Skeledirge, quite honestly. It was either that or Crunch. I went with Throat Chop just because it does prevent the sound moves Skeletor wants to go for. So things like, I don't know, Hyper Voice, Torch Song, things along those lines. I did want to make sure that we are, you know, just putting on that pressure. Crunch can get the defense drops. I believe that Unaware still ignores its own defense drops. So just something to keep in mind. I figured the Throat Chop kind of helps it if it's a 2v1 scenario and we can Throat Chop it just to close off the Torch Song before switching into something else, just putting us in a little bit more of a favorable scenario there. And then the 12 EVs in defense, all of Callum's physical priority is physical aside from Vacuum Wave Mienshao. I really think it's going to be physical Mienshao. So just putting the 12 EVs in defense just to help brush those off a little bit nicer could be beneficial to the cause. We'll see. And last but not least, we have Vaggie the DNC. She is rocking her Life Orb with the Clear Body ability. We have Trick Room, Power Gem, Moonblast, and Earth Power. 248 EVs in HP, 4 in defense, 252 in special attack, 4 in special defense. With a quiet nature, we are running 30 IVs in speed. What does this do for us? So Trick Room DNC really just opens us up to poke holes very, very early. We've got great defensive stats in 150 base defense and special defense, so maximizing our HP just to kind of give us the most overall bulk. The 4 EVs in defense and special defense really just are there just to spare EVs. We don't really need them in one slot or the other. The max special attack, we are putting in just a ton of work early. I'd like to lead with this. I'm not bringing a ground type, so I'd like to assume that if Vikavolt shows up, it is like, I'm going to lead with Vikavolt because there's no ground type. So just being able to sit in front of this thing, take an attack, go for a Trick Room, and then just starting to fire off some really heavy hits should be beneficial to the cause. I'm hoping so. The 30 IVs in speed. I'm sorry, I'm going all over the place. The 30 IVs in speed. So no speed invested Vikavolt hits 122. 30 IVs in speed with a quiet nature. We are hitting 121 speed. If Callum goes min speed Vikavolt, like negative special attack negative speed nature for whatever reason, I would imagine if Vikavolt shows up, it's like a webs user potentially. Or maybe just like a wall breaker and you want to be a little bit faster than some of my Fattermons like Gastrodon, like DNC, things like that. So I don't know if it'll be fast or slow, but if it is just 0 speed like max HP, max special attack, we are underspeeding it by 1 point. So in Trick Room, we will outspeed and be able to do some great damage with Power Gem. That is going to be the team. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'm going to cut to team preview, and I'll see you guys there.
Ladies and gentlemen, week 2 of Pokemon 4 Glory. P4G, we're taking on Hoodlum Callum and the Dundee Dials. You guys missed the team builder. You guys are going to see what I'm bringing, but leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Let's see what my man is bringing here today. We do see both Terra Captains show up in Lapras and Sand / Skeledirge. What were my biggest things here? So, no Shaman. Perfect. No Shaman. I didn't think Shaman or Pheasantipity would show up. I just felt like we had a lot of answers to it. Same with Regidrago. I wanted to prep accordingly, but we do see the Mienshao. We do see the Revavroom. I think actually I got 5 out of 6. The only one I did not see coming was Vikavolt, which is great. I love the idea. So he could very well lead with Mienshao just to pressure early on because I have no ground type and just go for a Volt Switch. So I think what that makes me inclined to do here is to lead off with Vaggie and get a Trick Room up and just start poking holes. I think that's what I want to do here. Under Trick Room, we do a lot of damage to a lot of things, and if we go down, that gives us plenty of opportunity to bring in Ursaring there in the late game. So very excited for this matchup. It's been a long time since I played Callum. Very excited to have him in Draft League. He's been a long-time friend of mine. I'm always happy to see what he's doing over on his channel, and very excited to see his side. So he leads off with Switchblades, which is the Vikavolt. Perfect lead for us. We know this thing has Levitate. I am actually set to underspeed this thing in Trick Room. I am just going to go for it here. An Energy Ball could come off. I could just Volt Switch out. Volt Switch out. It did about half. That did 51. So is that Specs? That is Specs. Okay, that is Specs Modest. That is either a very high roll with Specs Timid or Specs Modest. So let me just make sure that I know I've got that here. Levitate, Specs, Volt Switch. Modest Specs question mark. Okay. The downside here is that I'm going to get a Trick Room up and I will be able to blow backwards almost any one thing under Trick Room. So Good news for us. And like I said, barring a super, super min speed Vikavolt, we should be in a good position. Revavroom comes out. I don't see an air balloon on it, so Earth Power should be doing 160 to 190 even through filter. I am just going to go for it here. If he switches into the Vikavolt to Scout, great play. But I believe, like I said, unless this is Shuka, we're doing 80 to 95. So he could just make some nice switches around if he so chooses to, but an Earth Power through filter will absolutely melt this thing. Ironhead will knock me out if he's Shuka into Ironhead. But this was also a big thing for... Goes for Earth Power. No Shuka. Beautiful. All right. Yancey KO's Revavroom with Earth Power. Okay. Now, if Vikavolt comes out, I need to be concerned if it is like max speed quiet or something to abuse my own Trick Room. That's really what I need to find out here. We saw that a Volt Switch is going to put me down because it is specs. So we just want to make sure we're playing to our best scenario here. Revavroom was a big contender for Ursaring. We needed a Swords Dance in order for Ursaring to knock out Revavroom, so I'm pretty good with that. Comes out into Inverness, which is the Lapras. Okay. Lapras, I actually do not knock out. Lapras, I can go for a Power Gem. And do a lot of damage, but its Terra types are Ice, Ghost, and Ground. So Ground would be the only instance where I feel like I might not need it. So let me go for a Moonblast here and just see. Because we do see the Terra. So if it's Terra Ground, Moonblast is going to be doing about half, depending on the set. We do see Terra Ground. Okay, so the Moonblast will be doing about half, depending on the set here. Liquidation certainly going to knock me out because I will be very low. Yep, good chunk of damage. That is no HP. There's the Earthquake. All right. Lapras KOs Deancey with Earthquake. Okay. Now, because it is Terra Ground, though, I am curious. So Ursaring is going to be faster than this thing. We did see Earthquake, obviously. So let's see. So I set Trick Rooms. That was turn 1. I went for the Earth Power turn 2. So this should probably... I think it's my last turn of Trick Room here. If I go into Empoleon and just try to go for a flip turn here. Empoleon will be slower. Let me take a look. Trick Room, 2 turns left. Okay. So if I go for... I have... Vikavolt's a problem. Vikavolt's always going to put me down. I think as long as I go for a Yawn here, if this is Terra Ground Earthquake. I do live that. So let's go for a Yawn. I am faster under Trick Room. Goes to the Earthquake. That is fine. I should live this on all terms. 31, yep. Okay. I don't know if he wants this thing to go to sleep, so I think what I do here... So we know that's... we know it's specs on Vikavolt right here, right? I'm just going to go for rocks. I'm just going to get my rocks up. Sandslash can try to spin. I have a Drift Blim. Empoleon was not always needed here. Lapras is low. Or ish. Goes out into Hibachi, which is the Sandslash. Okay, that's fine by me. We have rocks up. He can set up his own rocks, but I think it's a good opportunity for us to go into Drift Blim. Get a little bit of recovery out of that turn there. Twisted Dimensions return to normal. Perfect. I should be slower than everything in the world, and I'm just going to go out and Drift Limb. I can get a nice baton pass off because this thing can't do too much to me. And we already know that his Terra Captain is Lapras. This will always be Sand Slash here. He'll take some Rocky Helmet if he goes for it. Could go for a Stone Edge here, but we'll be in a pretty good position to just Strength Sap something back here. There's the Earthquake. Okay. I don't know if he wants to stay in. So I'm at 196. If this is a speedy Sand Slash, if I just Baton Pass here to try to get some momentum. What does Will-O-Wisping do if he goes into Skeledirge here, right? What does this play? I think I Baton Pass to keep momentum. I get a slow Baton Pass. There's a knockoff. Gonna knock off my helmet. That's fine. We do get a little bit of chip. Now, Servine should be faster. If I wanted to go into that. I'm curious, Ursaring versus Sand Slash. Earthquake doing a lot to me, but I'll be burnt. Actually, we know that's not Life Orb, so Earthquake only doing about half to me. I'm going to go into Ursaring here and try to get a Trailblaze up. The Revivroom's gone. We have rocks up. I'll just go for a Trailblaze. We'll kind of gauge and see who's a little bit faster here. Goes for the Rabbitsman. So he is faster. So he's going to get the rocks away, which is fine. Trailblaze is going to be doing a lot of damage. I can actually just double Trailblaze into this thing. Yeah, that's going to be good damage. I think I go for another one here just to outpace the Mienshao, if it is Scarf. But the Rapid Spin was good. Earthquake should be doing max attack, Adamant, about 57 to 68, but I don't think he's there because he didn't do that much to Drift Limb. It puts us down to 98. 31%. We're going to be able to knock out the Sand Slash, Ursaring, KO's Sand Slash with Trailblaze. Okay. If Mienshao comes out immediately, that screams Choice Scarf. Paprika. Oh. I'm going to Throat Chop you. Protect. Okay. So I don't think you want to stay in against me here, unless you're just trying to stall me out. Yeah, I'm sitting at 58, so... Yeah, Throat Chop. Throat Chop's probably my best move to hit you with. We can always try to get rocks up again with Empoleon if we can find an opportunity to do so. Still have Overqwil in the bag. We still have Servine. Still got Drifblim to sit in front of Mienshao. We're well over half health. There's no rocks up. There's no more rockers on his side, so we're looking okay here. Unless he's got Flamethrower. I mean, like I said, that'd probably be the only move that he could hit me with here. Throat Chop will stop the Torch Song. We're immune to the Shadow Ball. Could just potentially slack off, you know? I'm at 18%, so if he wants to stall me out here, I still have like 3 turns left on the field. Okay, good damage. Yep, just goes for slack off. Okay. So what I'll do here is just Swords Dance on the Protect. Yeah, I'll just Swords Dance on the Protect here. Yeah, Mienshao comes in. It still doesn't want to take a Throat Chop, so he's got to go for a double Protect here. I'm just going to go for the Throat Chop. It does not get the double protect, so Throat Chop is going to knock this out. Ursaring KOs. Oh, right, because of unaware. LOL. LOL, unaware. That's funny. Ursaring KOs itself with burn damage. Okay. Very low. I mean, that looks like good. That looks like good Servine damage to just get a free boost. Let me see here. What do I... So we still have Overqwil in the back. I can go for a Rain Dance. And go for a Rain Dance against Skeledirge. And then Liquidation's doing a lot. But if I'm burnt, if this thing carries Will-O-Wisp and I don't get that up, that puts us in a little bit of a situation. So Servine against Skeledirge. 13 to 16%. I feel like I left you around there. That's going to be a good roll. Yeah, I'm just going to go for it. If this is not max HP, max special defense, we look good. Beautiful. Servine KOs Skeledirge. Leaf Storm. Okay. We got Mienshao in the back. Here comes Whiplash. That came out very quickly. Okay. Mienshao, if I tear a fairy... You get Poison Jab? You do get Poison Jab. If I tear a fairy, you're still not knocking me out here. And if I'm at +2... I'll just go for the Terra Blast here. Close combat. Oh, good damage, good damage, good damage. Good damage. Beautiful. Servine KOs Mienshao with Terra Blast. All right, what do we have left? Lapras and Vikavolt? I think we're good. Here comes Vikavolt. At full health. At full goddamn health. We know you are +1. Where am I at? 172? I'm at 64. Thunderbolt will knock me out here. But then we know Lapras is ground, so Overkill locks it up. So I'll just go for the Terra Blast for good damage here. Vikavolt will put me down here, but then Overqwil comes in and takes it out from there. Yep, brings down to about half. That's a pretty bulky set. Thunderbolt should knock me out. Vikavolt KOs Servine with Thunderbolt. Okay. Yeah, honestly, I think Overqwil, I just want to make sure that I'm in a good position with Overqwil, Vikavolt. Oh, actually, do I need a little bit more damage here? And I don't think I can pull it off. Actually, Vikavolt might win this. Yeah, Gunk Shot's doing about 38 to 45. Drifblim might be faster and get a Shadow Ball off. Let's try that. I need a little chip damage for Overqwil to be able to win. Just a little bit more. I will just go for a Shadow Ball here. I think with it, yeah, I was about to say, I think I've got to be faster. Beautiful. Yep. All right. Vikavolt KOs Drifblim. All right, now that puts it in range of Overqwil's Crunch. Now that puts it in range of Overqwil's Crunch if it's max HP. 26 to 30. Yeah. I'll go for that. Beautiful. Overqwil KOs. Vikavolt with Crunch. And the Terra Ground Lapras should also go down to Crunch, I want to say. I want to hope. Gunk Shot, if you're Terra Ground. Ooh, actually, I think Terra Ground Lapras might win this one. 25 to 30 right here, especially with the Water Absorb. So if you're Terra Ground, I can go for a big Crunch crit here. You can try that. Oh, my God. No? Was that not a crit? I was calcing if I was burned. Oh my God. I was calcing if I was burned the whole time. That could have been a 3-0. My calcs have totally kicked me in the ass the past few games.